Hello everyone, I welcome you all in today's session, which is about essay writing, the most awaited section of the writing section. I know you guys were waiting for this since long. So yes, here I am with today's session. In this particular session, we'll cover all the essay types, what all you can see on what all you can consider in these essay type of sections. So we'll consider all sorts of question types. So yes, without a further ado, let's get started with the video. So the very first thing you say that these essays, okay, are going to be similar for both academic versus the general. Be it as general candidates or the academic candidates, you guys will be having the essay writing only in your tasks, okay? There's no difference as such. So yes, let's just discuss about in essays particularly what are you expected to do. It is about all about your opinions, okay? You will have to put forth your opinions over here, okay? What do you think? What do you believe is right? These all things only. Okay, don't get scared from putting forth your own opinions. Whatever you think you believe is right for you, you can definitely put forth that, okay, with confidence. Also with relevant examples. Here you will have more of abstract questions which will ask your opinions basically. So let's just discuss about what is the timing. Particularly once you see this essay writing, you get 40 minutes. So again, reiterating the same thing for the writing section itself, in total, what is the time we get? Is the 60 minutes. That is the total time which we get. Now, this is something which we divide by ourselves, okay? That 20 minutes to the task 1 and 40 minutes to the task 2. So yes, it is 40 minutes for this task. Now, since this 40 minutes is there, you will have to utilize it optimally, right? In order to see this 40 minutes, if you don't strategize this, it can go all waste. I'm telling you, it can all go waste, and also at the same time, you might not be able to accomplish all the task achievement thing, like what all parameters and everything you have in the question. So before that, let me just strategize this 40 minutes of yours. So how are you going to utilize this in this manner? So first 5 minutes you will always have in order to just have your points onto the topic. Just generate points, okay? As much as possible, just try and generate points. More and more points you will need over here, okay, in order to make. I would suggest that try make points in a way that whichever side you feel is heavier for you according to the points generation. Don't think in a way that I feel that if I take or if I chose this side, if I take this side, I will be able to impress the examiner. Don't think it in this way. Clear? Try to think in a way that you can make more points. More and more points, and that too instantly. You can't have more time and much time over here. So in just 5 minutes, try to generate as much as possible points. You will always be given with a rough paper with you. So on that rough paper, you can always write points of yours, and that too in the shortest form possible. Do not try to write in a way that lengthy words and the full forms you're writing. That is all going to go waste because nobody else is going to check that paper of yours. Clear? So yes, we are going to utilize this 5 minutes in order to just make points. After which, we will now respond in 30 minutes. Okay, you will be responding. That means you will be writing actually your essay. After which, you will again have 5 minutes in which you are going to do the crucial thing. What's that crucial thing? Any guesses? So yes, that is all about the revision. You will have to revise, of course, whatever you have written so far. That's going to be so lengthy. It's essay. So as humans, we are bound to make mistakes. A lot of mistakes we can make. So for that sake, please do this revision part. In the remaining 5 minutes of yours, you can always go back and revise your whole essay. Read it again, I would say. Just try to see whether are there any spelling mistakes which you have done, or are there any kind of a grammatical errors which you have made by mistake. So just check the things once again. Instead of the examiner checking it for you and deducting your marks, you do it for yourself and save your bands, right? So yes, you are going to revise. That's what you're going to do, and which is a crucial thing. Okay, so that's the time bifurcation. That's the bifurcation of your 40 minutes. How are you going to utilize it? That's all about it. Now we shall discuss what is the word limit we have and what are the word count we should always write our essays in. So that is somewhat 250 word is the minimum we get from the official. Officially we have 250 word count limit as minimum of the words you have to write anyhow. You can't write below 250 words, but yes, there is no official maximum limit of word count we have, right? Maximum you can write, like I will tell you the ideal range. Your range should be in between of 250 to 280 only. Clear? The range should always be between 250 to 280. Why am I saying so? If there is no official range, official, you would say maximum word count range, then why am I saying you to stick to 280 only? So the reason behind is that we will now discuss further on that we have some parameters basis on that you will be getting a band. So under that only you also have a parameter which is relevancy. You have to be relevant to the context. Okay, from the intro to the conclusion, you will always have to be relevantly answering. So if you go on writing 300, 400 words, then definitely that comes under irrelevancy. So that is why try to be relevant and within this range, 250 to 280, that's it. Okay. Now we are done understanding about the word limit as well as the duration. Let's now talk about the weightage. So yes, it counts double the task 1. You can consider it in that manner. In the task 1 of our report writing or letter writing, we had the minimum count was 150. And here it is somewhere 250, right? Just double of that. So yes, it is heavier than that one. So try completing it properly. I have seen some of the students not completing it, not being able to complete it. Why? Because they say that, ma'am, I somehow tend to go spending about more than 20 minutes in my task 1. That is why I somewhat not been able to complete my essay within time. So please don't do this. Try completing your whole report writing or letter writing in just 20 minutes or less than that, so that you can properly devote your time to this essay writing. Okay, now we shall discuss upon the parameters what we have. So yes, the very first one is called task response. So under the task response, they check you how fully you have addressed the task, how fully you have addressed the question. Okay, what was there written, given to you. So yes, you have to address it properly. You have to check whether you have covered all the pointers relevant to the topic or not. And then after, clear position you have to keep throughout. Clear position, when I say, I only mean that clear position. That means they will give you somehow two options. You are at this side or that side. And then you have to take a position over there. In the essays type, you will always have to take the positions. So yes, it has to be the clear position throughout your intro to conclusion, throughout your essay. Understood? Then it all has to be the well-developed ideas with evidence. When I say evidence, I mean with examples. Whenever we say something, we have to provide the relevant examples to that. Otherwise, there is no authenticity remains in whatever you are saying is right. Why do you think that is right? Give reasons to it, give examples to it, right? In order to get a good band, these are the crucial things you always must do. Never skip giving examples. You have 2 body paragraphs. I'll show you the structure also. In that you have 2 body paragraphs. So try giving examples, putting examples in both of them altogether. Now you have it as coherence and cohesion, which means the organization of the ideas, the logical flow, sequencing of the ideas, right? So you must not merge everything up in the single para. Instead, you just have to use the different body paragraphs, different paragraphs I would say, and that too by leaving 2 lines gap in between. That should all be clear, that should all be logical, that should all be sequential, right? So that the other person can understand and read it properly without any difficulty. So that comes under coherence and cohesion. After that, lexical resource. Lexical resource concludes the vocab, the kind of words you use. So definitely you have to use advanced vocabulary, as you guys here can use a lot of vocab. Why? Because in letter writing, let's leave letter writing. In our task 1, which is report writing, how do we write it? We only write the factual information, and that all comes under the third person. We can't use first person over there. Since this is essay writing, you can over here use the first person also. Like, I think, I believe, in my opinion, these words. You can also be expressive at times. So in order to being expressive, you can also use variety of the words, variety of the vocabularies. So try putting here in the essays good words, advanced versions of the words. Okay. Later, grammatical range. So grammatically, you must write everything proper without any inaccuracy. It should all be accurate in terms of spellings, in terms of structures, sentence structures, right? Punctuation, everything should be proper. Let's now discuss the crucial thing, which is the essay type. What are the kinds of essay types we have? So I've got everything in one place for you all, since this is very crucial. So in this single thing, you can understand what all types of questions you're going to see in your essay writing. So yes, these are all the types. The very first you see is the agree disagree type, which comes under opinion based type of essays. Here in agree disagree, they will ask you somehow questions like that. Let's suppose non-academic subjects are there. First is academic subjects. In schools, we used to have non-academic subjects, remember? Like painting, art and craft, drawing, right? Dancing, theatre, all these. So if somebody says that the non-academic subjects should always and should completely be removed from the syllabus because they help in no holistic development of a child. Let's suppose this is your question. So how much do you agree or disagree with this question? If they ask you this, then you will have to take a position over here. You'll have to decide, you'll have to put forth your opinions. Hence, it's opinion based. Clear? Now, in this type, you can have two sorts of question types. What are they? First one will normally ask you whether do you agree or disagree. Second one will ask you to what extent do you agree or disagree. That's the second type. Okay, it has two types. To what extent means how much do you agree and how much do you disagree. So you can also take a position like 30, 70. That yes, 30% I disagree and 70% I agree. Or you can go in a way. Here, can you see this or conjunction? Can you see this or conjunction? What does it mean? Or means always to take a choice out of two, right? So here you have to take a choice whether you have to completely go agreeing only or go completely disagreeing only. You just can't go in a way that yes, you are somewhat agreeing and disagreeing too. Whenever you have this type which says do you agree or disagree, in this type you can't go following both at the same time. So you will have to take one side over here, whether go completely agreeing from your intro to your conclusion or go completely disagree. Clear? Let's suppose this is your question. Some people think university education should be free. Do you agree or disagree? So if you think yes, it should be free, then you must agree. And if you think no, I don't think that it should be free, whatever the reasons you have, so you then have to completely go disagree. Understood? Now, in this type, explain how much you agree or you disagree. It can be fully, it can be partial, and it can be not at all. Like, yes, I fully disagree, right? Like, advertising encourages people to buy unnecessary things. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So normally I would suggest you try going or having this kind of a ratio wherein 30% you disagree and 70% you agree. In this case, you can maintain that both the things altogether. So yes, this is done. This is all about agree and disagree. Now we'll be coming on to the second one, which is the type called advantages and disadvantages. Under this again you have the two types. What are they? The first one says that what are the advantages and disadvantages. Can you see? Now you've got the and conjunction. What do we understand with this? Anyone? Any guesses? What do we understand with the and conjunction? With the and conjunction, we mean both, right? We only mean both. We now don't have any choice, but we have to talk about both of them. We also have to state and talk about the advantages at the same time about disadvantages as well. Clear? So yes, it is going like this. And next one says that do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Think upon it. What do you think this one mean? Let me know. Yes, everyone, just think about it. So it actually means that do the advantages outweigh, means does it overweigh? Is the advantage heavier than the disadvantages that is actually overweighing it? Right? Understanding my point? It can be anything like do the disadvantages also outweigh the disadvantages can be there in the question. So you must understand the meaning. If you think yes, advantages are that high that yes, they are actually overweighing the other one. So you can definitely go in saying yes, it outweighs the disadvantages. In that case, it's similar like this one, 30/70. So you will have to keep your body one or maybe first para of yours in order to, if you're saying yes, then you will have to talk more about the advantages and less about the disadvantages. Understood? This is how you're going to write it. I hope it is clear. Moving ahead, the next type is positive or negative development. In this type of a question, here you can have the single type, which is this a positive or a negative? Now here you've got again a or conjunction. Or conjunction. So or means what? Or means choice, the option. So you'll again have to choose one, which is out of positive. Yes, I do feel that it's a positive. So from the intro to the conclusion, you'll thoroughly be going talking about the positive sides. Or if you choose negative, then you'll have to do the same, right? So that's how it's going to go. And next is opinion based viewpoint, in which you have the discuss both views type of questions. As the name suggests, discuss both views. So you'll have two viewpoints over here, two single aspects viewpoints over here. You'll have to then discuss about both of them, since the question itself is telling you that yes, you have to discuss both the views. So you can't skip anything here. Clear? And if it says that give your opinion, in that case you will also have to provide your opinions separately in a single para. Understood? Let's move to the next, which is the last, which is called as clubbed or mixed type, which is also known as problem solution type. Now under this you can have three sorts of questions. Okay, first one says that describe a problem and its solution. Second one can say causes, effects and solution. And also problem, positive, negative, solution. Means what? In simplified language, you can have a problem in the question given to you, and you will then be asked to discuss upon the reasons sometime, that why is that problem occurring, give me the reasons. Also they can talk about give me the solutions. At times they can ask you give me the causes, reasons, solution, everything, right, at one place. So these are the three types it can come into. First one just talks about problem and its solution. Another one says that give me the causes and the effects and solution. Another one says that discuss the positive and negatives also. Is it a positive or a negative development? So that's how it can come. This comes under the clubbed or mixed type of questions category. So yes, these are the 5 types of essays you have. Now we shall discuss upon what are the kind of words you can use over here. So let me before that discuss with you let me write it over here in that case. Yeah. So let me discuss with you the structure. So structure is going to go like this, that you are going to have the very first para of yours, which is going to be the intro para, in which you are going to do what? You are going to just paraphrase it. Okay, you are going to just paraphrase. What do we understand with paraphrasing? Using different words, using synonyms out of the question, right? Whatever your question is, you will just be picking that question without changing its meaning. You will change some words, you will change and paraphrase the language, use different language altogether of that same question and write it as it is without changing its meaning. That's what you are going to do in the intro para. Later on, it should also include, other than paraphrasing, you are also going to include your opinion if asked. Okay, and other than that, you are going to talk about thesis statement as well. What do we understand with this thesis statement? thesis statement only means that you're going to be discussing about that what all you're going to cover in the further paragraph of yours. In the very intro para, you discuss about that. That these all are the things I am going to discuss in my impending paragraphs. So that's what we mean with thesis statement. So this has to be there. Later on, in the second go, after this intro, we will have our body 1, then our body 2. Later, we are also going to have our conclusion. Clear? So this is how our structure looks like. And what are you going to do in the body 1, body 2? You are going to discuss about the pointers. I just showed you the question types, right? So in these question types, if you, let's suppose, agree, right? So you will have your pointers. So half of your pointers here in this or case, you can't go partially. You will have to choose one side. So you will then be dividing your points in your body 1 and body 2. In this case, wherein you have to go partial also, so you will be then discussing about 70% thing, whatever side you choose, whether it's agree or disagree, you will have your 70% of your things in the body 1 and rest of the 30% in your body 2. That's how it's gonna go. And in these cases wherein end is mentioned, that you will have to talk about both advantages and disadvantages. So advantages will come in body 1 and this disadvantage will come in body 2. Understood? That's how it's going to go. Now the kind of words, and also in concluding para, what are you going to do? You are going to summarize your pointers, whatever you have stated before, without putting forth any new point. You will not introduce any new point over here in the concluding para. It's just all going to be about whatever you have stated so far. And you can also reaffirm your opinion that this is what you believed and here how you believe that. Understood? Yes. So let's now talk about the advanced vocab. So for arguing or opinion, you can say that yes, it is indisputable that if you want to argue, right? So here I've provided you some advanced versions which you can use. From my perspective, this assertion holds considerable weight, right? A compelling argument can be made that these sort of things you can use. For contrast or discussion, you can say conversely, on the contrary, while it's true that. And for problems and solution, you can say a pressing issue. This is a kind of a pressing issue, which is a major issue. Mitigation strategies. Mitigation word means that to lessen something, severity of something, right? Long-term remedy, policy intervention, all these. Okay. Then for advantage and disadvantage, you can use the primary benefit of that, a notable drawback, on balance, the merits for outweighing the demerits. Right. Now, some essential tips from my side will be that you have to plan 5 minutes, okay, before you begin writing. This 5 minutes always has to be there, no matter what. Why? Because you must not begin writing before making your pointers for that. You will always make sure that make your pointers beforehand. Okay, never ever write like this. So yes, you will make your pointers, you will cover all the things in 5 minutes, you will plan everything and then after you begin writing. And write at least 4-5 paragraphs, intro, 2-3 bodies and conclusion. 3 body paras will only be there when you have to separately provide your opinion, which is given in the question, that give your opinion. Otherwise, you will just keep body 1 and body 2. Understood? Later, stay formal. You have to stay formal, avoid the contractions and the slangs. Why? Because your write-ups are considered to be the formal write-ups. You can't here write the contractions, right? Or the slangs or informal words. Now, use examples. When I say examples, you can use according to society, history, studies, practical viewpoint, factual examples, personal, hypothetical examples, all these you can provide. Now, maintain the word count anyhow to this range. Maximum 300, not more than that. I would say keep it till 280 only. Okay. Yes. Now, I am going to show you the whole sample response which you are going to write, in which way, what kind of manner, what kind of words you're going to see. We will understand with the sample. So, let's study. So, the question says that some people think that government should invest more in public transport instead of building new roads. Okay. Some people are thinking that government should invest more in the public transport instead of building new roads. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So now you've got the question from to what extent. Now, to what extent means you are being asked about the limit, that how much. This is what you have been asked. So yes, definitely over here you will have to choose some percentages, whether to what extent are you agreeing or disagreeing, right? So the answer will go like this. So public transport is a vital component of modern infrastructure and is often debated whether governments should allocate more resources towards its development rather than constructing new roads. Okay, what is it saying? That public transport is a vital component. Definitely it's a vital component, and they should that government should invest more and more into that in order to improve that, enhance that, right, rather than focusing on the new roads. So I strongly, here is your intro para. What are we reading? We are reading the intro para, in which you will just paraphrase the question first, and later on you are also going to provide your opinion. So I strongly agree with this notion, as improved public transport not only mitigate means lessen, to lessen something, to reduce traffic congestion, but also contributes to environmental sustainability. So here you've got what? You have completed your intro by stating your opinion as well as you have paraphrased. Now add one line also into this, which is that I will further be discussing about this issue in the impending paragraphs. Add this line. Okay, I'm writing it over here. You can consider. It will all discussed. It will all be discussed or you can say it will all be shown in the impending paragraphs. That's what your thesis statement means. ये आप line यहाँ add कर देना बस. That's what your thesis statement looks like, which is giving clarity to the students or the examiner that yes, he or she is going to discuss upon this thing in the impending paragraphs. Understood? Now next is the body 1. It will go like this. To begin with, investing in public transportation helps reduce the excessive number of private vehicles on the road, right? If you invest on the public transportation, definitely if it is having the proper quality, everyone will tend to travel through that. So you now will not need any private vehicles, and traffic congestion problems will not occur, right? Everyone will travel through public transport. Now, thereby alleviating chronic traffic jams. Alleviating means to reduce again. For instance, metropolitan cities like Tokyo and London have demonstrated how efficient metro systems can significantly cut down commuting time. Commuting means travel time, right? So you are also here giving one example and illustrating that why do you think so is right. Now you have to also use these words called moreover whenever you want to add up to something. Moreover, the shift from cars to buses and trains leads to drastic decline in carbon emissions, which is crucial in the fight against climate change. Okay, the shift, once you shift from cars to buses, trains, it is going to also leads to drastic decline in the carbon emissions, which is also crucial in fight against the climate change. Okay, now you are going to, this was your body 1. Now you're going to come under body 2. Additionally, public transport is more inclusive. It ensures mobility for people, that is flexibility for people from all socio-economic backgrounds, particularly those who cannot afford private vehicles. By contrast, building new roads, right? Often encourages more car ownership, which only means that to worsen something, to make something more bad. Clear? Exacerbates pollution and congestion. Understood, guys? So you have written, since you were here, be going thoroughly towards one side that you 100% agree. That is why both of your body paragraphs are going towards one side only. If you would have been going partially here, then your body 1 will contain the 70% and 30% will go under the body 2. Now, what is going to be and how is going to be the conclusion going to look like? So it's going to look like this. So to encapsulate channeling government funds towards public transport rather than road expansion is a pragmatic approach. Pragmatic means practical approach. It not only addresses the issues of traffic and pollutions but also promotes social equality. Therefore, these kind of words you also guys have to use. Okay, try using these sorts of words. So I firmly believe that you are here from here on, you are reiterating and reaffirming your own opinion once again, which is a must in the concluding para. So I firmly believe that governments should prioritize investment in efficient and sustainable public transportation systems. So they should definitely prioritize these, investing in these systems, right? So yes, that's how your sample response looks like. I hope things are clearer. Whenever you have these two body paragraphs, you will divide it accordingly, whether you have got the or conjunction or the and conjunction, like that. Understood? So I hope things are cleared now, and I hope I tried incorporating each and every detail of the essential needs which you actually need in your essay writing. So yes guys, that's all about today's session. I hope you enjoyed it and it was an informative session for you all. So thank you so much guys. We'll be meeting you soon, very soon in the next session. Take care. Bye-bye.